Hello, everyone. About a month ago, I created a video which forecasted the cumulative percent return of the S&P 500 over all decades ending in the year 4 to predict how the S&P 500 would behave in the year 2024. But I promised you all that I would show you how to create your own to forecast how the pattern of the S&P 500 would be for the year 2025. Nothing like jumping ahead. Well, this Google Docs sheet that you see in front of you, which I will share with you in the chat part of this video, it has a link on the formulas that I use for all years ending in 4 to predict 2024. And what we're going to do is, the link for that is here. We're going to first download that. So let's click it. And there's the file. It's got all the formulas. And again, this is for all years ending in 4s. You'll see at the very bottom, 1954, 64, 74, 84, 94, 2004, and 2014 predict how the S&P 500 would do in the year 2004. Okay. And we're going to download this into Excel. Let's bring that up. Here's the file, and if you want to see this is what it's predicting how the S&P 500 will behave in the year 2024. But again, I promised I'd show you how to do this for 2025. Okay, so here's the file. So let's open up a new file because we're going to use the old file to create one for 2025. And this video is part 1. I'm going to do new. I'm going to call it, I'm going to save it on my desktop, I think. Let's see. Let's go to my desktop. It's easy. And I'm going to call it Decennial Pattern P. Hundred. It's all years ending in 5s. Okay, there we go. Simple enough. And that's done. Okay, so I'm going to be bouncing around here. I wrote up I'm going to keep referring back to the Google Docs file. So we converted it into Excel. We created a new file name. So now bullet 4, we want to go to Yahoo Finance, yahoo.com finance, which I did. This is yahoo.com. Finance.yahoo.com. I apologize. I'm going to type in S&P 500. 100 is, and we're going to want to go to historical data, which is in the middle of the screen. So click that. And then you could select the time period. But there's a couple things you have to do first before you do the time period. Okay, so you need to know the last trading day so the most recent year ending in 5, we're going to predict 2025 is 2015. All right. But we need to know the last trading day of 2014. Now, if December 31st of 2014, if it fell on a Saturday or a Sunday, well, then that's not a trading day. So it would have to be a Friday, a Monday through a Friday. We need to know that for the formula. All right. So we're going to ask Bard. Bard is the Google version of ChatGPT. It's just bard.google.com. And what we're going to do is we're going to say, on what day of the week did 12/1/2014 fall on? Question mark. And okay, so it's a Wednesday. So Wednesday, the stock market's open. So we could use that day. We know that we could use that. And again, if it was a Saturday, then we'd want to use December 30th, the formula. Simple enough. So now let me just refer back to the Google Doc so I don't lose track of where we are. We found it the day of the week. We want to, now we're going to want to enter the time period of 12/31/2014 to 12/30/2015 for the time period. I am going to shave off a day. There's a method to my madness regarding that. It just seems the formula seemed to work a little better, but we're only losing one day at the end of the year of 2015. Simple enough. So let's go back to Yahoo Finance. We have to put in the period here. So again, I'm going to put in 12/1/2014. Want to do it through 12/30/2015. Go. Done. And then you want to apply it. Go. And then what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to copy all this and paste it to Excel. Beauty is that this is it's all free. It's on yahoo.finance.com. So it's free, large, publicly available data that we can do this formula. Just bear with me here because I have to move around because it's hard for me to see what I'm doing. Redo this one more time. I'm highlighting all this data. You just don't want to cut all the other stuff out. Just the data here with the headings. So I'm going to hit Control C for copy. I'm going to go to Excel. I'm going to go to so I want to look at how I did things. Let's see, this is 2014. All right. We go back. This is the file that we downloaded. Here's the blank file. So when we paste it, we're going to paste it special. And I'm just going to do Unicode text. I'm going to widen the columns. Okay. Now, one of the things we want to do is I want to change the dates to do 2-digit month, 2-digit day, and then 2-digit year. Format the cells for column A. And we'll go to date. And here we go. Good. I also want it, this, if you notice, this ends on 12/29/15. I want to make it from the last day and 14 at the top. We want to go to sort. And let's see, do it A to Z. So notice it starts here on the last trading day of the prior year, and then it goes down. Okay. And I'm going to refer back to the other file to see what I did. And I usually make this over here a red line. I mark it red just so I track what I'm doing. So let me do that in the other file that we're working on. This. The red line is basically the start, the first trading day of 2015. Okay. Well, enough. And let's see what else I did. I'm going to go back to the sending in 4. Oh, okay. So over here, these are the formulas that I'm using. And again, it's calculating the average, it's calculating the cumulative percent return for this whole year. For the year 2014, we want to do it for 15 in the new file work done. All you got to do from the decennial forecast ending in 4s is just copy this whole column, these two columns with the formulas. You're going to copy these formulas. So hit Control C. Go back to the new file that we're working on. And you're going to put it here. Control V it. And then it's got the information. Okay, simple enough, right? This we're going to delete because it went beyond. The days don't always match up the trading days of the year. So we have to just delete that. Okay, simple enough. And let's see, what are we doing? Let me refer back to this file. Now we want to do these are formulas. So I want to first of all, I want to copy the dates from the other file. I want to this is the years ending in 4. So I want to here's the file we're working on. Years ending in 5. I want to copy just from the start of the year, right? From the red line on row 3. Copy the dates, all the dates for 2015. Okay, Control C, copy. And again, let me look at what I did. Oh, okay. Okay. Here. Make this black. Let me go back to the other file. I'm going back to the 4. I'm going to copy these lines from the years ending in 4. Bring it into the years ending in 5. Okay, here we go. And then we need this information, but these are formulas, but we need the values. We're going to copy the values only here. Values only. I'll show you. Highlight all this. I'm going to hit Control C for copy. But when I paste it, I'm going to paste special. And I'm going to select values only, not formulas. Boom, okay. So this is the cumulative percent return for this year by day of the week, trading day of the week. Now we want to create like what we did in the other one. So in years ending 4, we want a chart. So this one, if you look on the workbook on the bottom, this shows the cumulative percent return for just the year 2014. All right. Back to the file we're working on. And we're going to want to highlight this and insert a chart. Do a chart. You could select whatever chart you want, but I have a template set up here somewhere. Let's see, template. Okay. And I hit OK. And then this is and what this is how the stock market traded in the year 2015. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click this on the bottom, the workbook, and I'm going to name it 2015. All right. Now let's go back to the file for 2000 for all years ending in 4. Let's see what we did. This is only 1 year. It's 2015. So if you look at the years ending in 4, we need to create a workbook. If you look at the bottom of the file, for all decades, all years ending in the 4, and we're going to cover basically 5 decades. We're going to cover all the way back to the 50s. So the reason why we go back to the 50s is the S&P 500 was created in the 1950s. And if you go back in decades prior, basically companies, they try to predict what stocks would have been part of the S&P 500. We're just going to go back to the 50s. All right. But if you notice, this is again the years ending in 4. This averages all those years, but we still have to create a workbook. So what I want you to do, this is your homework assignment. I'm going to minimize this. Go back to the file we're working on. Just create a workbook. You're going to repeat this video, and you're going to do the same thing. And the next year ending in 5 is 2005. So create a workbook for 2005. Good. Take this over. And what we did in this file, on this workbook here in this file, you're going to do 2005. You're going to do 1995, 85, all the way back to 1955. You're going to repeat this process for every year ending in 5 back to 1955, right? You didn't think you'd be getting homework, but you are. And then what I'll do is I'll create a part 2 to this video, and I'll show you how to average in all those years ending in 5 to be able to predict how the S&P 500 will perform during the year 2025. Hope you found this video useful. Also, let me just go back to this Google Docs. I'm going to put this in the chat part of the video so you can download this. It has the link to the Excel file, which you can download, which will help you copy all the formulas. Okay? Thank you very much, and have a happy new year.